filled out the timeline, created all the net sheets, followed every date, hit them cold, and the deal still goes sideways. Lender missed a date, agent on the other side does something you didn't anticipate, deal goes sideways. Ultimately, who gets the blame? You. And I've seen that time and time again over the course of the last few weeks as this market, more transactions occur through the summertime, emotions get higher. A lot of times you're doing everything right, blame falls on you. So I was hit this week with several different instances of trust. A lot of the real estate coaches are pushing how to gain trust. Fact of the matter is they don't necessarily deal with what happens when you're in the transaction and your own people start to lose the trust. We all know, and one of the podcasts that I was listening to was from a guy named Sharon Trivatsa, who talked about trust as the primary building block of commerce in the United States of America. I think we all could agree that when you're in the transaction, that is what a smooth one is, all of that. And you feel on top of the world, your client can trust you and refer you. It starts with credibility, reliability, and safety. Are you credible? Do you come and bring what they can believe in? Are you then reliable? Do you do what you say you would do? And then thirdly, safe. Do they feel like they can tell you the truth? Or the reverse of that, do they feel like the transaction is not just about you, but that they are on the team with you and that you are representing them in the end and not working in your favor? So all of that comes from some Stanford research that I was put into over the course of the week that talked about building trust. So when you're in this situation and somebody screws up, what do you do? How do you build that skill? And it's primarily, you make the tiny promises. You tell them, look, I'm going to call you at 4 o'clock today, good news or bad news, and let you know something. You call at 3:45 and you tell them, here's where we are. You give them the truth. You don't take it personal. You don't blame, but you then go back and you say, okay, here's what's happened. Here's where we are. Here's what I've done about it. And here's the new timeline. And here's where we're going. And here's what I'm keeping an eye on. You absolutely just continue time and time again to tell the truth, to show that you are in control. You are not taking that frustration and not necessarily throwing it into the transaction, because the moment you villainize somebody else in the transaction and then the transaction is filled with villains, the chances of you losing your client at that point are so much more high because they feel like already somebody in there, and maybe you too, it goes back to that safety and reliability, that it's not about them anymore and their transaction. It's about all of the people. And you've dealt with a whole lot of them. I know a lot of you have gone through this. There is a way to build this skill and make this frustrating moment an opportunity, because if it was going to go sideways anyway, you might as well learn something out of it. But then you're giving yourself a much better chance of recovering it and putting it back together and continuing. We've got a ton of stories on both sides of this, but for us as real estate agents, as facilitators, as option givers, this is our opportunity to really show the skills that it takes to get into a transaction and complete it. Because I just hear time and time again how difficult these things can be, how it's harder than what we remember it being right now. And this is the opportunity to build some skills and move through it. I have a lot of detail below here. And really, ultimately, in the end, I ended up on a YouTube video of Huberman Laboratories with Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer, where a lot of that transmission from you to your dog ultimately is some of the other tools that we can take into this building trust, even when it breaks in a transaction. So it was just put in front of me all week. I've been hearing from you all week. I wanted to share with you at least the research I've been able to do and what I've been able to learn and what's been put in front of me. And let's go make the best out of these situations that we can, because as you and I both know, they're not going to stop for a minute. Anyway, economy, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Iran. We're seeing things move up and down, but the transactions are still occurring. Days on market is still moved down. Prices are stabilized. About 50% of our transactions have concessions on them to an average amount of about $7,000. So go out, get it. Let's do it. Let's learn. Let's get better. If we fail, what can we learn from that so we don't do it again? Have a great week.